Really proud of the kids. Played hard, believed in themselves, and I think we've positioned ourselves in a really good spot here heading into the open date. At this time, I'll take any questions here from the media.
David, do you think Strauss will play that well? I know the time you got Denny's played pretty well, but he never really was a star.
Yeah, I kind of did. I told the team last night, protect your quarterback. If you protect your quarterback, he'll play real well. And, he took some shots back there, but he was not running for his life all game. And that happens sometimes when you play against JMU. They just overwhelm you with their pass rush. So we protected our quarterback, and he can make throws. I mean, he's been making throws ever since he came here in the spring. He's got a good, quick release. He sees it well, and he's decisive in his decision-making. So I thought he'd be able to perform at a high level. I knew we wouldn't be able to run him like we've run John. And having said that, I knew we had to have a few other ways to get some yards or some first downs. Obviously Kendall, obviously Roller and Fisher in the backfield, bigger bodies back there. Then obviously Cooper on a couple of situations got us some first downs. So Stephen Barnett stepped up. He and Michael have had a little something going rhythm-wise, and it certainly showed today. I think they put some real effort into defending Ben Edwards. I think as you watch our film, Ben is so dynamic. Gave us a little more opportunity to create a little more space for Stephen, and Mike and Steve took advantage of that today.
Can you talk about when JMU made a change at quarterback and how you guys had to adjust for a while?
Well, I was at halftime in the locker room. I always address the team first, and then I go and sit and meet with the coaches. And I mentioned to Coach Trott, I said, Bobby, I wouldn't be shocked if he changes here. And I said, just be mindful of that as to what we're going to want to do. And, it's kind of like Coach Matthews said coming into the game. He didn't know exactly what to expect out of Strauss or exactly what we would do. We were truly set up to try to contain Thorpe. I mean, we had a lot of calls that were truly geared toward this guy, containing this guy, leveraging this guy, taking his run-pass options away from him. So when he went out of the game, it did kind of queer our plan a little bit. Most of that stuff that we had prepared and called, we got away from. We maybe shouldn't have gotten away from it, but we got away from it, and we started playing some more what you might just say our base coverages and our base stuff. And he was mobile and accurate throwing the ball, and he certainly got them knee-deep back into that football game.
Coach, you said you're in a good position now going into the open day after this win. How much can a win like this really propel a team into that final part of the season?
Yeah, it could be significant. You obviously, in my position, you hope that it is. We are heading into an open date. I think we've been one of those teams that most of you that are relatively close to our team and our program recognize these guys might be pretty good. These guys might have a little something, but I don't think people that follow us from a distance really even acknowledge us here this year. We were 0-8 in conference play last year. I mean, end of conversation. So, people are going to see that score and they say, oh, wow, okay, Richmond beat them, and they had a good game a week ago up at New Hampshire and beat Villanova. And I don't know, I think there's going to start to be a little more of a reality that I got a good football team, and I think we got the team moving in the right direction. Obviously, heading into the open date, we got to get some guys healed up. Jovan's not going to come back. John's not going to come back. So it's still going to be what it is. But I think we can continue to build on some of the roles that we have introduced this week. In the open date, expand those roles for some of our players so that when we come into that stretch run, we have a little more ammunition.
Did you see Birdsong at all in high school when you were at Liberty, or how much did you know about him before?
I knew a lot about him. I mean, I knew that when he committed to James Madison. I knew that he was going to be a really good player for them. I knew that he was a guy that we were very, very interested in when I was at Liberty. And I knew that he was truly the type of quarterback that would really fit in my offense really well, you know. You know, so I certainly had familiarity and interest. I didn't sense that he was as interested, you know, in my program at that time. But we certainly were very aware, and you know, I'm sure Mickey's going to continue to manage that position as he moves forward. But he's got two really good options to go to.
Coach, is the off week kind of a mixed blessing? It's always good to have an off week. You won this game, Strauss is hot, so I can keep playing.
Yeah, I think we need one. You know, like from my perspective, you know, you always start at the beginning. I mean, I'll go into the season in July and August and kind of look at this whole stretch and kind of have different thoughts and themes and approaches to the different games along the way. You know, the 5 road games. I mean, you know, who had to, you know, that was a tough thing to deal with. You know, so we had to spend a lot of time dealing with. My team needs a week off right now. Maybe their coach needs a week off. But, you know, it's just kind of where it's at. Now, we'll practice Wednesday and Thursday. You know, it's interesting. My typical protocol would be off Monday, Tuesday, practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I said, if you beat Villanova, we won't practice on Wednesday. They beat Villanova. I said, if you beat James Madison, we won't practice Saturday. So we'll practice Thursday and Friday this week. We'll meet on Wednesday, get some guys healed up. And I told them also, come next Saturday, nobody will be happier than me that we're not practicing football next Saturday.